You're getting 2 videos today, you lucky fuckers. And you can watch me make some burgers. And I'm going to tell you about life. Because obviously I'm well within a rightful position to do so. You know, I'm joking, but I actually have, like it or not, experienced many different facets and areas of British society and Spanish, really. I lived in Spain as well, albeit obviously that was not for as long as amount of time. But in so doing so, will you leave the fish, please? In so doing so, I have been able to develop somewhat of Biggie, leave the fish. Somewhat of a Biggie, I said leave them, please. Somewhat of a understanding of different places, different people, different cultures, and I like to think, without sounding big-headed, that it's made me able to appreciate different things and different places and different people, and appreciate as well how they think. And I think that's probably parsley, right? That's said, Dane, don't use too much parsley. Too late. And so I like to think that I have quite a good grasp of different people, different places, and I learn a fair bit. I played football at Eton. I can't keep up with what I've said on what videos now, but I played football at Eton College, where the kings and prime ministers and stuff go to school. Played in front of Martin O'Neill. I have said this before. I scored in front of Martin O'Neill. Phil Jones was playing centre back. I always remember Phil Jones because he took the piss out of me. He went to Queggs to Blackburn, and I remember I was trying to I had something caught on my lip, and I was trying to spit it off, like, and then him and his mate started laughing at me. But we were losing. Our team wasn't that good. We were losing something like, I don't know, 8-0 or something, and Phil Jones went up front and scored a hat-trick. But like literally, our team wasn't good. So, but yeah. So I don't know. I spoke to someone today. I randomly got talking to a girl on the customer service of where I'm getting my van insurance done. And she was Australian, and she was saying that she was going back, and I was saying that I kind of really don't blame her, because England's kind of lost its culture. And you know, while I do have I have a mixed race kid, so like a far cry from being racist. I just think it's sad, having watched the decline of the UK. You know, I would consider myself to be British rather than English. Really, because I've got a lot of family ties to Scotland. Everyone before my granddad's Scottish, and everyone before that is obviously Scottish. So I could really consider myself. But obviously, I was raised in England. That's always a mess when I do these videos. So I take it off to make it look posh. Yeah, so my granddad's, I kind of feel more affinity to that side, really, but obviously having been born and raised in England, I'm just kind of a bit of a misfit in that sense. But I guess part of the reason why I do these videos is because I don't want, if anything ever happens to me, I want my son to be able to know what his dad was like and who his dad was, and if I ever have any more kids, I want them to be able to do that. Also, as I say, I do find it cathartic. I don't really have anyone to talk to, so even just talking to myself and thinking that I'm passing on some half-decent things that I've learned. And what was I doing today? Cooking's important. I never really get... And if I'm stressed, I don't like to do it. And it's not because I don't enjoy it. I actually do enjoy cooking. It's just that when you've not got headspace, it's just all about quick and easy, isn't it? How should I do this? I'm making chili burgers again. So, what am I've already given you a good tip today. I think gardening's a good one. The Japanese live a long time and they talk a lot about gardening. I've been doing gardening today. Green fingers and being one with nature and all that stuff. That definitely does. It makes you feel better. It's like exercise. When you do exercise, you get the endorphins and you feel better. Unfortunately, I'm not best placed to do that at the moment because my body's not ready. But I do as much as I can. I walk a lot with the dogs. Oh, I did this today. My brand. So, gardening is a good tip. It's meditative, in that you become into the flow state, you focus on a task. The flow state's very important. The chili's gone right to the back of my throat. If you can find the flow state as often as possible, and in the flow state, that means, you know, when you get lost in the moment doing something, and time goes really quickly, you know, time flies when you're having fun. If you can find something that enables you to do that as much as you can. That's what I really want to do with my son, is what we're going to do is, we're going to find what you love doing, and then we're going to do loads of it. What I love doing, I love boxing training, so I do that as much as I can. I like helping people, I like dogs. You get more out of helping people than you do helping yourself. I think that's why a lot of old rich men, sorry, that's very patriarchy, but typically it's men, isn't it? The patriarchy, white patriarchy. Anyway, I think that's why they get into philanthropy. Because you get to a certain age, a certain time, and you realise that, obviously I'm not an old man yet, but you realise that all this time you spent earning all this money, if you're driving around in a flashy car or whatever, it all starts to become meaningless when you look at, not your impending doom, that's quite grandiose, isn't it? But you realise that it doesn't mean anything. Material wealth doesn't mean anything. All of the things that it can afford you don't mean anything. I've found that out early. I've wasted a lot of money. I don't even look at it as wasted now. I had to go through that process to realise that wasting time on frivolous hedonism is misguided. But in order to know that, you have to have gone through it and have done it. And most people will spend their lives chasing it because they think that Ronaldo with all his followers is the one to be like. But look, in Ronaldo's making a difference, isn't he? He's making a change. He's pushing boundaries, which is cool. So maybe that was a bad example, but just normal philanthropic older guys or girls that have got money, they typically get into charity work and philanthropy. And I think that's because of what I was discussing. So, learning languages as well. If you go to a country and you speak their language, they respect you. Because you've taken the time to respect them by learning their. I always feel very, very ignorant. If I go to France or whatever, I feel really ignorant because I don't speak French, and they don't like talking English either. I don't blame them, to be honest. But languages is definitely a big deal. Yeah, do something with your body, and I don't mean shagging. Son, if you ever watch this, going out and shagging when you're younger, if that's what you decide that you want to what really you are doing, mate, is looking for love. All these people that are looking for love in those sorts of places, I think everyone's looking for love, really, aren't they? That's all really what we want. And our parents let us down, and I don't know, hurt people. But what you really want, mate, is a good girl. One good girl who's your partner and your best mate, and you're attracted to, and there's a spark. But also you have similar morals, and you help them, they help you. That's a really big deal. Not everyone's very good at that. Helping others is important, kid. Especially your missus or your mister. So should that be the case. But that stuff, it seems to be that the rise in homosexuality, while it's everyone can do whatever the fuck they want in my book, from what I've seen, some of it comes down to not having a good relationship with the dad, and I hope that never happens to me and you, pal, because you're the most important thing to me. You and the doggies. I know that sounds silly, but and your mum, frankly. So be protective, but not overbearing. Be loving, but not clingy. Be compassionate, but not overwhelming. Be patient, but not, don't become a doormat. Be respectful. I don't know if there's another side to respectful. That's very important. Respect other people, their cultures, and especially your mum, and whatever relationship you get into. Always keep a dog, more than one if you can, so they can be friends with each other. And take care of your family, because when the shit hits the fan, you don't have anyone else to turn to, and unfortunately, Daddy hasn't found himself in a very fun situation in that regard. But always stand up to bullies, man. Learn how to fight so you don't have to, and you can stand up to bullies without being scared. And I'll always have your back, no matter what. We're going to find what you love doing, we're going to do loads of it. And that's really what everyone should do. Just find your passion and try and facilitate a situation where you're taken care of, and you're taking care of your responsibilities. You're also helping others. If you can find out a way to have your goals beneficially aligned with the goals of others, that's very important. And the doors will open for you should you do that. And even when it seems like it's getting hard, and it seems like it's easier to, the path to righteousness is narrow, which basically means being a good person can be really trying at times. And the path to the other one is wide. It's easy to follow hedonism and pleasure. And there's so many dopamine hits that we get these days, and you will have when you're older, that it's so easy to sin. It's so easy to fall into that trap of, especially when everyone else is doing it, and it's, billed as cool. I think with the Trump administration being in, there's going to be an obvious shift in the content of music. Paramount Pictures, Paramount, there's some sort of merger happening, but really what it is the rich family that was controlling everyone through this super devilish, super, you know, hedonistic thing just to get people to fuck, and it's all quite almost satanic. But as I said, if it is satanic, then it's just run by a load of weirdo moshers. But I think now there's going to be a shift. There'll be a shift. Music will start becoming more. Entrepreneurship's incredibly important. Entrepreneurship's the most important thing. And I think if there's any people at the top of an industry or at the top of how do you say? Top of anything really, industry, country, politics, government, money. The real key to prosperity is that everyone wins. And if there's a sect or group of people that don't want people to win, then they shouldn't have the control. And I think that's what's been happening of late. Because of natural resources, I think the West know that they've run out. They know that they've run out of oil, and that's really all this is about, I imagine, natural resources, Ukraine and stuff. But I'm going to eat my burgers now. So, if anyone gets to the end of this, including you, kid, give me a like, because as much as this is cathartic, it would be nice to know if I had any positive impact on anybody's day or mindset or whatever. So, goodbye, internet. I'm gonna eat my burgers. Oh, should I do like a YouTube ending? Yeah.